Shalom, 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 Israel. Shabbat shalom to be exact. First, giving honor to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Today's class, in essence, man, it's a question that we should be asking ourselves. Are we fulfilling the law? Are we coherent? Are we in the zone? Are we tuned in? Are we locked in? Are we paying attention? Right? Eyes up. Are we fulfilling the law? All right. Let's get into it. Give me Romans chapter 15 and start at verse 4, bro.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
He said these things again were written for our learning, for us to increase in knowledge, therefore to apply that knowledge to gain the wisdom that we should be having, right? Read.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, that we take our time to ingest and digest this, to gain that knowledge, to apply that knowledge, to receive the wisdom. So what you can do in turn is pass that on to your brother, pass that on to your sister, pass that on to your family, to your wife, to your son, to your daughter, to your family that ain't quite in the truth, but they always asking questions about what you got going on. Dropping these seeds, right? He said that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. But again, the question is, are we fulfilling the law? Jump over to 13 and 8. Romans chapter 13 and verse 8.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 8. Owe no man anything.
He say, owe no man anything. Read.
But to love one another.
But to what, bro?
But to love one another.
He say, we owe no man anything but love.
That's right. That's right.
Owe no man anything but love.
That's right.
That love, bro, again, it's not an emotion.
That's right.
It's not a feeling.
Bring it out.
It's an action.
That's right.
Owe no man anything but love.
That's right.
We're going to get into it. Read, bro.
For he that loveth another has fulfilled the law.
He say, for he that loveth another has in turn fulfilled the law. So again, are we fulfilling the law? Is your mind fixated on following after Christ? Because Christ did the exact same thing.
That's right. That's right.
And that is the example that we should be following. That is who you should be modeling your life after, right? He say, owe no man anything but to love one another, for that fulfills the law. So if you find yourself with your mind not on that love, with your mind not on that positivity, with your mind not on that positive outlook for your brothers, for your sisters, hell, for yourself.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Are you fulfilling the law? Huh? Let's get more into it. The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Read that, bro.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17.
Right? Okay, remember, love is not just an action. Love is not an emotion, right? It's an action.
That's right.
Read.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
That's how you love your brother.
That's right.
That's an element of love. If you see something wrong or if you see something off, you bring that to the attention of your brother.
That's right.
You bring that to the attention of your sister. You let them know. You get in the game.
Bring it out.
Because if you see it, if you witness it, if you know what's up, and you just let it go on by, you don't address it, you don't say anything, you don't bring it to their attention, especially if they don't even know themselves what's going on, who that's on.
Bring it out.
what blood, whose hand is that going to be on? Read it again, bro.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
So, if you see these things, again, this is just one element of it. If you see these things and you don't do anything, you don't say, speak up or bring it to the attention of that individual, you don't love. Therefore, you, in essence, hate. Everything's double, right? To have love, there has to be hatred.
That's right.
For there to be light, there has to be darkness.
That's right.
For there to be good, there has to be bad.
Bring it out.
See, these small things that we really don't think about add up. And a lot of times, for us, it's the little things that catch us slipping.
That's right.
It's the little things that catch us lacking. We let these things become a stumbling block. And now we done roll downhill, just like this snowball, getting bigger and bigger and bigger until the ultimate crash.
Bring it out.
Go back. Let's see. Give me Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 29. Right? Again, he say to not suffer that sin, right? Read that when you get there, bro.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
He said, let no corrupt communication come out of your mouth. That's corrupt communication if you don't say anything.
That's right.
This is just, again, an element of love showing that there's an action that goes behind that.
That's right.
This is how you show that. Read it again, bro.
Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
Read.
But that which is good to the use of edifying.
To what?
Which is good to the use of edifying.
He say, for that which is good to the use of edifying. Right? He say to rebuke, right? And not suffer that sin. Bring that correction. Bring that understanding. Bring that knowledge so they can apply that knowledge and gain that wisdom.
That's right.
That's that good. That's that edifying. Read.
That it may minister grace unto the hearers.
That it may do what, bro?
Minister grace unto the hearers.
He say that it may administer that grace unto the hearer. That's a load off of their back.
That's right.
That's a weight off of their shoulders. If you show them that they've been going wrong and you've given them the correct instruction, the understanding, or whatever the situation calls for, you give them what they need. Don't you think in turn that's helping that person's life out?
Bring it out.
That's helping their mentality out.
Right.
Teach.
That's not only helping them, but whether you realize it or not, you've helped the next person. Because guess what? They're going to pay that forward.
That's right.
These are the good works that you want to have. This is fulfilling that law. Again, love is not an emotion. It's an action.
That's right.
This is the element of it. Not only with your actual speech, but your mind as well. Don't let no corrupt communication get up here.
Bring it out. Bring it out. Teach.
Don't talk yourself out of doing well.
That's right.
Don't think about the ill will for your brother, for your sister.
Bring it out.
Because you know what that does? When that seed sprout, when them roots grow, the whole mind has been corrupt. Now you got to go through a whole cleansing.
That's right.
Or the Lord going to cleanse you for yourself.
Mm.
And again, it's a terrible thing to get caught in the hands of the Lord.
That's right.
Let's go back, Romans 13 and 8.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 8.
Read.
Owe no man anything but to love one another.
You say, owe no man anything but to love one another. Read.
For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law.
For he that put this into action is fulfilling the law. Read.
For this, thou shalt not commit adultery.
He say, for this thou shalt not commit adultery. Read.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill. Read.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not steal. Read.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Again, there's no corrupt communication, read.
Thou shalt not covet.
So again, all of these things, you know where it first starts at? In your mind.
That's right.
So by you doing this, you are therefore cleansing your mind, keeping that barrier up, keeping that armor up from you committing these things.
That's right.
In turn, it's going to do the same thing for your brother. It's going to do the same thing for your sister. These things, just like the bad has a snowball effect, the good has a snowball effect as well.
That's right.
You want everything to go the way it needs to. Read, bro.
And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt what, bro?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
In the end, love your neighbor as you love yourself. In the end, these is what all of these things culminate to. Loving your neighbor as you love yourself. You love yourself enough to make sure you're good, right?
That's right.
You love yourself enough to make sure you got all the things you need, right? You love yourself enough to make sure your mental is good. You love yourself enough to make sure you have everything that you could possibly need to be well off, right? That's the same type of energy you want to give to your brother.
That's right.
That's the same type of energy you want to give to your sister.
That's right.
That's the same type of energy you want to be exuded in your household.
Bring it out.
When you come home, you want to be in peace, right?
That's right.
When you come home, you want to have joy, right?
That's right.
When you come home, you want to be happy, right?
That's right.
Well, you should want the same thing for your brother.
That's right.
You should want the same thing for your sister.
Bring it out.
This is in turn fulfilling the law.
Bring it out.
What did the Lord say, bro? When you take my yoke, make it easy.
That's right.
Because Christ was doing the same thing. He was trying to make it easy.
That's right.
He was trying to relieve the burden. He was trying to cast down the lies.
That's right.
He was trying to be their brother. Trying to be that father figure. Trying to be that big uncle. Trying to be the big homie. This is fulfilling the law. Again, ask yourself this question. Am I fulfilling the law? Am I operating like this? Or have I been doing contrary? Let's get more. Give me St. Matthew's chapter 22 and verse 36.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 36. Mm-hmm. Master, which is the great commandment of the law? Christ said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
See, again, to do that, that's not just speaking it out your mouth. That's not just thinking it in your head.
That's right.
That's an action that goes behind that.
That's right.
And that same action that goes behind that is the same action that goes with the second part. Read, bro.
This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
That's the same way that you show love to the Father.
Bring it up.
Because the Father is love, bro.
That's right.
And we're going to get into it. But the Father is love. To in turn love the Lord with every fiber of your being, you got to love your neighbor like you love yourself.
That's right. Teach.
You can't have one without the other.
That's right.
Again, everything is double, right? You can't have up without down. You can't have left without right. You cannot love the Lord without loving your brother.
That's right.
You cannot love the Lord without loving your neighbor as you love yourself.
That's right.
These two things must exist in the same plane. Two sides of the same coin. Finish it out, bro.
On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
He say on these two, bro. On these two. On these two. By doing this, you in turn automatically fall in line with everything else.
Bring it out.
Because now your mind is fixated on the good. Your eyes are fixated on the good. you coherent, you alert enough to see when the bad thing is about to happen or a situation about to rise. But guess what? Your mind is well equipped to handle it.
That's right.
To think and put into action the knowledge that you've gained to show the wisdom. In turn, these things coincide with each other. You cannot have one without the other. Go 1 John 4 and 7.
Bring it out.
Let me get that with you, bro. 1 John 4 and 7. Read that out.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 7. Beloved, let us love one another.
He say, beloved, let us love one another. Read.
For love is of God.
For what?
For love is of God.
For love is of God. Again, you cannot have one without the other. You cannot say that I love the Lord and therefore hate your brother.
Teach.
Now,
Bring it out.
You cannot say you love your brother, but you don't give a damn about the Lord.
Teach.
And how that is through your actions. Read.
And everyone that loveth is born of God.
Everyone that loveth is born of God. Read.
And knoweth God.
And what?
And knoweth God.
Read.
He that loveth not, knoweth not God.
He say, he that does not have that love, he that does not love his neighbor as he love himself, he that does not love his brother, he that does not love the Lord, doesn't know God.
That's
Bring
right.
it out.
Teach.
Read it again, bro, verse 8.
He that loveth not, knoweth not God.
He say, without that love, you know not God. Read.
For God is love.
That's why. So if you don't have that aspect, bro, God is not in you.
Bring it out.
That's how crucial that is. Because again, bro, that love, it branches out into all kind of positive things.
That's right.
Without that love, you are henceforth stuck in darkness.
Bring it out.
Give me 1 John 2 and 3. Let's touch on it a little more. Read it when you get there, bro.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 3.
Right? Without that love, there is no God in you. Read.
And hereby we do know that we know him.
Hereby we do know that we love the Lord, that we know the Lord, right? Read.
If we keep his commandments.
If we what, bro?
If we keep his commandments.
Again, asking that question. Am I fulfilling the law? Are we fulfilling the law?
Bring it out.
Read.
He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
He say, he that say I know him and have no love in his system, bro, is a liar.
Bring it out.
Teach.
He that say I know him and have no love, bro, God is not in you.
Bring
Bring
it
it
out.
out.
Read.
And the truth is not in him.
And what, bro?
And the truth is not in him.
Bro, the word ain't in you.
That's right.
Right.
The understanding ain't in you. The wisdom ain't in you. The light ain't in you. Read.
But whoso keepeth his word.
But whoso keepeth his word, and to keep the word, you have to do what? You have to do it.
That's right.
That's right.
You have to follow it.
That's right.
You have to put it into play. You got to put it into action. Read.
In him verily is the love of God perfected.
He say in him, verily is the love of God perfected. In him, the love of God is perfected. Because how do you reach perfection?
Bring it out.
You got to continuously do it, right?
That's right.
That's right.
You got to continuously get better at it, right? When you continue to do something, you are becoming what? Advanced, right? You start off as novice, then you get intermediate, then you get advanced, then you get master. See, it's perfected. The more and more you do, that's how much light you're bringing out. That's how well you're doing for other brothers and sisters. Again, this is paying itself forward. It is perfected. Read.
Hereby know we that we are in him.
So we know that we are in him when we are adhering, when we are doing, when we are literally forming our life around the example that Christ left.
Bring it out. Teach.
Read.
He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also so to walk even as he walked.
Again, it just said it himself. If you are to abide in him, if you say that the Lord is in you, that God is in you, you got to walk as the Lord walked.
That's right.
You got to walk as Christ walked, because Christ what? Came to be the emissary of his Father, right?
That's right.
Came to give you the example that how to do it, how to move, how to operate, how to speak, how to think, how to have healthy relationships,
Bring it out.
how to have a strong mentality, how to have a loving and caring heart, mind, and spirit.
That's right.
Discernment of speech. Wealth of knowledge. Ever so giving. Bro, came to be the example to give you all of that. Let's go back. 1 John 4 and 9.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 9.
In fact, start at 8.
Verse 8. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love.
Read.
In this was manifested the love of God toward us.
So now we're about to see how the Lord loved us, because again, it's not an emotion, it's an action.
That's
what
right.
kind of action did he do to show that he loved us?
Bring it out.
Read.
Because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him.
He said he sent his son specifically for us.
That's right. Bring it out.
Specifically for us. Gave him up. Are you willing to do something like that?
Bring it out.
To show the love for your brothers and sisters?
Bring it out.
Are you willing to sacrifice your time for your brothers and sisters? Are you willing to put in that extra brick so your brother and sister can be well off? So they fridge can be filled? So they mind can be at ease? So they household can be happy? So they children can have smiles and laughter? Are you willing to do that same sacrifice?
Bring it out.
Are you willing to put in that same brick? Are you willing to put in them extra hours like you do at work for that check?
Bring it out.
Are you willing to do that for your brother?
Bring it out.
Are you willing to do that for your sister?
Bring it out.
Hell, are you willing to do it for yourself?
Bring it out. Teach.
See, the Lord say he sent his son for you.
That's right. That's right, Doc.
Read, bro.
Herein is love. Not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins.
He loved us so much that he sent his son, bro, to take on the wrongdoings, the mishaps, the F-ups, all of the things that we was doing wrong, bro. Take it upon himself to make it easier for us.
Bring it out.
And in turn, give us the game on how to move, on how to operate moving forward.
Bring it out.
That's right.
How to no longer fall back into that same hole. How to no longer get caught up in the same lies. How to no longer get caught up in the same BS.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
He gave us everything we need, bro, to move forward, to push forward.
That's right.
And not only for us to move forward, but us give the game to our brothers and sisters in need. Give the game to your neighbor. Because again, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
That's right.
So again, sit back and really ask yourself that question. Am I fulfilling the law? Give me Ephesians 5 and verse 1. Read it when you get there, bro.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Remember, the Lord loved us so much that he gave us his son, bro.
That's right.
Read.
Be ye therefore followers of God, as dear children, and walk in love.
And do what?
And walk in love.
And walk in love. In turn, putting into action the knowledge that the Lord has given us.
That's right.
Read.
As Christ also hath loved us.
So we're supposed to walk in love as Christ has also loved us. So we're supposed to follow the example that he lived. Again, are you willing to do that same sacrifice? Are you willing to give up that time? Because that's the most precious thing you have.
Bring it out.
It's time.
That's right.
That's right.
Are you willing to sacrifice that time for somebody to be well off? Even if yourself, you may not even be in the best of positions to do it, but guess what? The Lord shows favor. Because you know why? That sacrifice, that showed how much you really loved your brothers and sisters. Because the Lord gave us his son.
Bring it out.
Well, some of us can't even give up a little bit of time.
Bring it out.
Unless there's some dollar signs attached to it. What if that little bit of time, bro, was to sop up all the tears of your nephews?
Bring it out.
The tears of your sister. The headache and frustration of your brother. What if that little bit of time made that burden light on them? What if that little bit of time, bro, brought that smile that's been missing from their face for months?
Bring it out.
That clarity of mind that's been missing for years. That little bit of time. Are you willing to sacrifice it? Again, the Lord gave us his son. So when you sit back and ask yourself that question, really think. Really look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I that type of bro? Am I that type of sister? Because the examples are there. The blueprint is there. All you got to do is follow it.
That's right.
Read, bro.
And walk in love as Christ also hath loved us, and hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet-smelling savor.
Bro, he said he gave himself as an offering, bro, to make it easy for us. To wipe the slate clean so we can start over anew and build a stronger foundation.
That's right.
Read.
But fornication and all uncleanness and covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becometh saints.
He say, these things right here, these things are that negative. These things are that flesh. These things are what's going to keep you from fulfilling the law. These things are what's going to keep you from loving your neighbor as you love yourself. These things are what's going to keep you from loving your brother.
That's right.
Falling into these traps.
Bring it out.
The Lord came, bro, to show you a way. Pave the way through the darkness. Just like that yellow brick road, you see this light bright? He's showing you the path. And he showed you the path through his actions. Read.
Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking.
Now remember, he said, let not corrupt communication come out of your mouth, right? Read.
Nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. For this ye know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God.
See, these things, again, will keep you from fulfilling the law.
That's right.
These things will keep you from having God in you.
Bring it out.
These things will keep you from letting love so shine.
Bring it out.
Just like that light. These things will keep you in the darkness. Will keep you from your inheritance. Read verse 6, bro.
Let no man deceive you with vain words.
He say, let no man deceive you with vain words. Now, who would that man be? Who has the greatest influence on your life? Yourself.
That's right.
Your mind. Let no man deceive you.
That's right.
Let no man deceive you. Don't get in your own head and keep you from your blessings.
Bring it out.
Don't get in your own head, bro, and keep you from showing that love. Don't get in your own head, bro, and keep God from being in you.
Bring it out.
Let no man deceive you. Read.
For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
Bro, when you do these things, you are literally asking, all right, I want all the darkness just to fall upon me. I want all problems. I want all issues. I want all of the smoke. But in turn, you can't handle it. See, the Lord say, take my yoke, bro. I'm going to make it easy for you. Follow after my example. So again, ask yourself this question. Am I fulfilling the law?
Bring it up.
Let's go back to 1 John 4. Let's start at verse 10, bro.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 10. Herein is love. Not that we love God, but that he loved us and sent his son to be the propitiation for our sins.
Again, bro, the perfect example of love through action. Read.
Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought also to love one another.
He say we should also do the same thing that God did for us. Read.
No man has seen God at any time. If we love one another, God dwelleth in us.
What happened, bro?
If we love one another, God dwelleth in us.
Read.
And his love is perfected in us.
There it is again. The more and more you do, the more and more you build up, the better and better it gets.
That's right. Bring it up.
Remember, to be great at something, you have to continuously do it. You got to iron out all of the kinks. You got to find all of the loopholes. You got to find all of the problems and make those things non-existent.
That's right.
Perfect. Perfection. Perfected in you through the continual application of what the Lord has given us. That's how we do it. Read, bro.
Hereby know we that we dwell in him, and he in us, because he has given us of his spirit.
He said he has given us his spirit. When you in turn are following that example that Christ left for us, you are taking on his spirit.
That's right.
Read, bro.
And we have seen and do testify that the Father sent the Son to be the Savior of the world.
Read.
Whosoever shall confess that Christ is the Son of God, God dwelleth in him, and he in God.
See, by that confessing, bro, when you confess it, your actions are showing that you believe this. Your actions are showing that this is real because you are following after that example.
Bring it out.
Your body, your mind, your mouth, all of these things are confessing that you believe because you are doing. That God is in you because you are doing.
That's right.
That the Lord is on your mind. That the Lord is in your heart. That the Lord is in you by doing. This is how you fulfill. Give me, say John, chapter 10, and verse 27. Read that when you get there, bro.
The book of John, chapter 10 and verse 27. My sheep hear my voice.
You say what, bro?
My sheep hear my voice.
Read.
And I know them, and they follow me.
That's how he's in you. Because you are following, because you are doing, because you are applying the knowledge.
That's right.
Applying the knowledge to gain the wisdom. This is how you know. He said, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And he know them because they are doing. For them to do, you putting it into action. For you to do, you letting it show. This is how. Go back. 1 John 4 and verse 16. Read that when you get there, bro.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 16. And we have known and believed the love that God has to us. God is love.
He say what, bro?
God is love.
He say what, bro?
God is love.
Saying we have known and believed the love that God hath to us. Because God is love. Read.
And he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him.
That's the same thing as my sheep hear my voice, and I know them. They follow me.
That's right.
It's literally the same thing. Your actions. Your actions. Read.
Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so are we in this world.
He say, this is how our love is made perfect. Because as we move like Christ moved, we are perfecting the love of the Lord, bro.
That's right.
We are perfecting our spirit. We are perfecting our mind. We're leaving no gaps. We're leaving no breaches. Read.
There is no fear in love.
Read that part again, bro.
There is no fear in love.
Read.
But perfect love casts out fear.
He say, but perfect love casts out fear.
Bring it out.
Because you know who got you.
Bring it out.
Because you know who rocking with you.
That's right.
Because you know who riding. Because you know the person to your left got the same feeling, the same thought, the same mind state as you.
That's right.
The person to your right got the same feeling, the same mind state as you. The person in the front, the person in the back, you are surrounded by brothers and sisters that have the same mind.
That's right.
Moving on the same accord.
That's right.
Have the same understanding.
That's
So
right.
they take away all fear. They take away all worry. They take away all burden.
Bring it out.
Teach.
That's how powerful that love is.
That's right.
Read it again, bro.
There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear,
Read.
because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love.
He say, he that feareth is not made perfect in love. Read.
Teach.
We love him because he loved us first.
He said, we
because
love
he
him.
first loved us.
He said, we love him because he first loved us, bro. We follow the same blueprint that he gave to us to make it easy, to make the burden light, to make our lives better, to make our mind easier. He did these things because he loved you so much that he sacrificed his son
Bring it
for
out.
you. So again, ask yourself, are you willing to give a little bit of that time
Bring it
Get
out.
out.
to your brother in need, to your sister in need, to your family, to your son,
Bring it out.
to your daughter, to your wife, to your husband, sis? Because you see the outcome without love. You see the broken homes.
Bring it
You
out.
see the domestic violence.
Bring
You
it
see the
out.
heartache. You see the pain. You see the lies. You see fatherless children. You see
Bring it out.
motherless children. You see all of these things because love is not involved.
That's
Bring it
right.
out. Teach.
So again, are you willing to sacrifice a little bit of that time to make sure these things are non-existent? Because again, he gave us his son. And if you are to follow after the example, follow after the blueprint, you should be willing. You should be willing. It should be an afterthought.
That's right.
My brother is hurt. My sister is hurt. How we fix it?
Bring it out.
That's right.
My brother is sick. My sister is sick. Where is the medicine?
Bring it out.
So, asking yourself that question, you got to really look deep. You got to really look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I really that brute?
Teach. Bring it out.
Am I really that sister?
That's right.
Am I really that husband? Am I really that wife? This is the responsibility that we have. When we said that we're going to follow the Lord. This is a responsibility that we have when we tell ourselves that we love the Lord. This is a responsibility that we have when we say that Christ is in us.
Bring it
That's
out.
right.
This is their responsibility. To not hate your brother, to not suffer that sin upon him, but to rebuke, give him that correction, give him that knowledge.
Teach.
Love thy neighbor as you love yourself.
That's right.
These are your responsibilities. This is part of that contract that you signed. These are the obligations that you need to fulfill. So again, are you fulfilling the law? Give me St. John 15 and start at verse 11.
The book of John, chapter 15 and verse 11.
Read, bro.
These things have I spoken unto you,
This is Christ speaking.
that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full.
See, he said, take my yoke upon you, right? Read. Verse 12.
This is my commandment, that ye love one another,
That what?
that ye love one another.
Christ need us to do what, bro?
That ye love one another.
Read.
As I have loved you.
Read.
Greater love hath no man than
He
this.
say, greater love hath no man than this. Read.
That a man lay down his life for his friend.
That a man is willing to give a little bit of that time
Right.
for his brother. That a sister is willing to give a little bit of that time for her sister.
Right.
That a man is willing to give a little bit of that time. No greater love than that. No greater love. No greater gift than that.
Bring
to
it
give
out.
to your brother. Then the one thing that is most precious to you that you don't get back.
Bring it out.
Time. Time. He say, no greater love. Read it again, bro. Verse 13.
Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
And that's how you know that the Lord loved us.
That's right.
Because he sacrificed his son and his son did it willingly. Knowing the outcome. Knowing what was at the end of it. Knowing what this was leading up to.
Teach.
See, that's the hardest thing. When you know what's going to happen, when you know what's at the end, wait, no, are you still willing to sacrifice, bro?
Bring it out.
Are you still willing to sacrifice this?
Bring it out.
When you know what that outcome is at the end. That you can see. But there's a greater outcome on the other end for you. Because the Lord, he said he'll never put you in a situation you cannot escape from, bro.
That's right.
Out.
But look at Job. Total increase.
Bring it out.
No fault. No slide off. Did not let no man corrupt him.
That's right.
Didn't let the bug get in his ear and disgrace the Lord. To everybody else, all hope seemed lost.
That's right.
Bring it out.
But to Job, he understood. Bro, if I was going to disappoint the Lord, bro, I never shouldn't even been around.
Bring it out.
Because he understood the assignment. He understood the mission. You got the same mind? You got that same strength of will? You willing to sacrifice that same? Again, am I fulfilling the law? Read, bro.
Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends.
But he what?
But I have called you friends.
Read.
For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
That's why. Because again, he say, let no corrupt communication come out of your mouth. Again, he say, to not hate your brother.
Bring it
To
out.
not suffer sin upon them, but otherwise rebuke. See, the Lord is literally following the same blueprint, the same guide, the same manual that was in front of you, showing you that it can be done. That's why he say, follow after his steps, bro. Take his yoke upon you. Give me 1 John 2:7.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 7.
Read.
Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment, which ye had heard from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning. Again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is
He
past.
say, because that darkness is past, I'm already giving you the game. I'm already lining everything up. It's already lined up for you to start anew, for you to have a solid foundation. Read.
And the true light now shineth. He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness,
So
even until now.
he say, if you say that you're in the light, but you got that ill will towards your brother, you got the ill will towards your sister, you got the ill mind state towards your people, you in darkness.
Bring it out.
He say, let no man deceive you, right? Again, yourself can put you in the biggest hole.
That's right.
Read, bro.
He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling in him.
Hey, look, there is none occasion of stumbling because the light is shining. What is the purpose of the light? To reveal, right?
That's right.
So if you have light, there's no way for you to stumble over something because you see it.
That's right. Bring it out.
If you are following after that example, there's no way for you to fail because that path has nothing but success all down the road. Read, bro.
But he that hateth his brother
read,
is in darkness.
is in what?
Is in darkness.
Is in what?
Is in darkness.
Read.
And walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes.
See, bro,
Bring it out.
that is how dangerous it is when you don't follow the Lord.
That's right. Bring it out.
That is how dangerous it is when you lie to yourself thinking that you is all good.
That's
Bring
right.
it out.
That's how dangerous it is, bro, when you believe the lies that you tell yourself versus being real, being 100.
Bring it out.
Looking yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what, bro, I ain't right.
That's right.
Bring it out.
I'm sick. My mind is not where it needs to be. But that's the first step to correction. That is the first step to happiness. That is the first step to that medicine, to that help. Acknowledging that something is wrong.
That's right.
Acknowledging that I ain't right. But is your pride going to let you do that?
Bring it out.
Again, look at Job. Look at Job. Pride was the last thing he thought about.
That's right.
The Lord has given us all kind of examples. The Lord said again, bro, this is written for our learning.
That's right.
Gain that knowledge. Apply that knowledge. And in turn, gain wisdom. All of these things coincide with each other. That's how important that love is, bro. That love hinges, let me rephrase it. A lot of things hinge on that love. It's that cornerstone. Give me Proverbs 10 and 12. Let me get there with you, bro. Read that out.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 10 and verse 12. Hatred stirs up strife.
Say darkness leads to problems and issues. Read.
But love covereth all sins.
But what?
But love covereth all sins.
But love gonna light that path, bro. Love gonna make it easy. Love is gonna do what needs to be done. This is why this is so important, man. Give me Galatians 5 and 14. Read it when you get there, bro.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 14. For all the law is fulfilled in one word.
He say, for all the law is fulfilled in one word. Read.
Even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
He say, what, bro?
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Because again, when you love your neighbor as you love yourself, everything else is falling in line. You are automatically not giving in to the darkness.
That's right.
You are automatically following after the example of Christ. Give me Hebrews 13 and start at 1. We coming to the end here, Israel. Read that, bro.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let brotherly love continue.
You say what, bro?
Let brotherly love continue.
You say what, bro?
Let brotherly love continue.
Read.
But not forgetful to entertain strangers.
He say, be not forgetful to entertain strangers. Why is that, bro? Read.
For thereby some have entertained angels unaware.
Bro, that is why he say, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. You don't know what type of blessing you may be blocking yourself.
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
You don't know what good the Lord got in store for you if you continue to shut the door in his face.
Bring it out.
You don't know what type of happiness is at the end of the road, bro, if you don't walk.
Bring it out.
Bring it out, man.
This is why this is so important. This is why it all hinges on it. Again, sit there and ask yourself, am I fulfilling the law? Is my mind geared to how the Lord needed to? Or am I falling short somewhere? Come on, everybody needs improvement somewhere, something. When you feel like you don't need improvement, that's when you're falling off.
That's right.
But the thing is, do you have enough common sense? Are you willing to really sit there and look? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to do the things to make it better?
Bring it out.
Let's go back. 1 John 4 and verse 20.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
He is what?
He is a liar.
He is what?
He is a liar.
That's the same thing as saying if you say you know God but don't follow it, bro.
Bring it out.
It's the same thing.
That's facts.
Read.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
Read that part again, bro.
Bring it up. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen.
He say for he who love not his brother, who you see every day, who you can call on the phone, who you can send a text message to, who you can pull up on, who you spend your time with, who you go to camp with, who you sit down and read with, who you do all of these things with. If you see them and you love them not, read.
How can he love God?
How can you love God? Read.
Whom he hath not seen.
Whom what?
Whom he hath not seen.
Bro, can you FaceTime the Lord?
Bring it out.
Teach.
Can you send him a Skype call?
Bring it out.
Can you Uber him? But yet you say you love the Lord, but you hate your brother that you sit next to?
Bring it out.
You hate your brother that you see, that you spending time with. Again, the one thing we don't get back, time. Who you sacrificing with? Who you putting in a brick with? Who you going through the trenches with? If you love them not, how can you say you love the Lord?
Bring it out.
This is why this is so important.
That's right.
Bro, everything is made plain and clear. Simple. But we make it as clear as mud. Meaning difficult.
That's right.
Bro, just read that part one more time for me, bro.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
Bro, just let that sit. This is why, bro. This is why the Lord need us to follow his example. To bypass all of that foolishness.
That's right.
That's right. Bring it out.
Read on, bro.
And this commandment have we from him, that he who loves God love his brother also.
In turn, when you love the Lord, you love your brother. When you love your brother, you love the Lord. When you love thy neighbor as you love thyself, you love the Lord. You cannot have one without the other.
Bring it out.
Right.
Let's go back. Give me Romans 13 and 8 and we out. Let me get there with you, bro. Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 8. Owe no man anything, but to love one another.
But to what?
But to love one another.
Read.
For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law.
Read.
For this, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Love gonna keep you from committing adultery. Read.
Thou shalt not kill.
Love is gonna keep you from having that ill will in your mind. Read.
Thou shalt not steal.
Love gonna keep you from being a thief.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Love gonna keep you from having corrupt communication.
Thou shalt not covet.
Love gonna keep you from having that jealous and envious spirit. Read.
And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Again, if you love yourself, you're gonna make sure self good. You're gonna make sure all your needs are accounted for. So you need to have that same energy for your brother. You need to have that same energy for your sister.
That's right.
Read on, verse 10.
Love worketh no ill to his neighbor.
He say what, bro?
Love worketh no ill to his neighbor.
He say what, bro?
Love worketh no ill to his neighbor.
Read.
Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law.
What he say, bro?
Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law.
One more time.
Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law.
Bro, following all of the game that the Lord has given us, bro.
Sure.
In turn, we fulfilling the law. So again, I want you to sit back and really ask yourself that question and look in the mirror. Am I doing this?
Bring it out.
Am I fulfilling the law? And on that, we say shalom.
Right.